All right, y'all. Hey, I'm Chris, and this is It Worth It, y'all? And we made it through June. I got the stuff that we talked about. Oh, sorry, Orion, my adult supervision just bumped you. I've got what we talked about at the very beginning. I've got my notes on what we did. So let's see how we did. So the last week, y'all, we decided to up and surprise my mom for her birthday. So that totally threw a wrench in the last part of this pantry challenge because we weren't home for like 4 or 5 days. So, and then my birthday is at the end of the month, so that didn't help either. Well, I mean, it was nice. Greg took me out to a restaurant, and it was really good. It was nice. We have eaten out a couple times, so we kind of busted that part of it. But as far as like getting rid of the jars, we actually did pretty good. I have a tally of 26 quarts total. It's not, what was our goal? Hold on. I don't think we met our goal. 29, one per jar per dinner, 29 jars. We were close, but I will say that I was very pleased to see truly how much we used. It really did help. It did put a dent in it. We've still got a lot of jars to go, but it really did help put a dent in it. So we got close on that one. We did my birthday. No grocery store at all. We did go to the grocery store. We had to go to the grocery store to buy some items for a couple recipes that I did because we got invited to a couple places for Father's Day. So we went ahead and made a small purchase at the grocery store for those events. And then on the day, like the week when we got back and we unpacked, and then I had a bunch of training I had to go to, then birthday. And then as you'll see here, we did a massive canning project. So we went to the grocery store and bought stuff for dinner, and it was actually pretty good. We bought a tomahawk steak because it was on sale. It was pretty darn good. I think we got a picture of that meal. It was awesome. So we did okay on that. It was, I mean, I guess the only splurge was the tomahawk steak because the Father's Day stuff, I don't know that I want to penalize us for that, but because those were invitations we weren't expecting. Had we been expecting them, we would have added it to the Chris has a birthday section, but we didn't. So, and then the other one was use 12 quarts of tomato sauce. I have that we used 10 and a half. We used 10 and a half quarts of tomato sauce. I'll take it. I'll take it because that's one of those items that are getting older in our pantry that we needed to get rid of. And so I will totally take the fact that we used, what did I say, 10 and a half? We used 10 and a half tomato sauces. So that was pretty awesome. Okay, so big thing that we did this past Saturday, which of the 26 quarts of the 26 quarts of jars that we use, well, we canned some corn, and we'll put some video up here and talk through it. We canned, I believe it was 23 quarts of corn, and then we did 62 pints. Now on our list, the canning list that we had whenever we started this, corn was one of them. And I told Greg, I was like, Greg, I usually do corn like once every 3 years. And we're down to our last case of corn. And when the local farmer open up their stands, I want to do 3 years worth of corn, and we don't have to mess with corn for another 3 years. So guess what we did? We did 3 years worth of corn the other day. And I will have to admit that was very tiresome. And we are still both sore and recovering from that event. But I will say, given that that's Greg's first like big can all day thing, he knocked it out of the park. Like, he was right there with me, asking questions and wanting to learn. And it was really good. It was a really good day. And it was really, trust me, both of us are extremely sore. He's got blisters on his fingers from cutting. I still feel like I got sticky corn juice all over me. And I tell you what, that is the sweetest corn, y'all. I don't know about where you live, but I think in the Midwest where I'm at, we have the best tasting corn on the planet. So now we have plenty of corn for the next 3 years. We did not can anything else that was on our list. We did some freeze drying. And I just want to make sure we did what we said we were going to do. Yeah, we did. I mean, pretty much, we pretty much on track. Like I said, we had some hiccups and some bumps in there. I don't know that we're actually going to continue in July. I think July is going to be more of a get organized, enjoy what's coming out of the garden, because we have totally been enjoying what's coming out of the garden. Tons of cucumbers, tons of zucchini. Y'all, I got a picture of it. We pulled a 5.5 pound zucchini out of the backyard. You want to talk about crazy. So we shredded that and we froze it because we're going to make zucchini bread later. But man, that thing was massive. I just couldn't believe it. We got our first patty pan squash. I think it was funny. Greg was talking the other day. He goes, "What's that one white squash we had? A piddle pad squash?" And I'm like, no. Patty pan squash. So we ate that patty pan squash. It was so good, y'all. I don't know if you've never grown a patty pan. They're so mild and just good. Spoiler alert, we finally have a red tomato in the garden. So I haven't picked it yet. Greg hasn't been over yet, so I want him to do the honors of picking the first tomato. So finally we got a red one. Everything else has been doing good. Y'all saw we harvested the garlic, the onions. We harvested the potatoes. I've got some pictures of that. They are down here. They're behind you on the floor. They're curing down here in the basement. I turned the fan off right now, but we've got them curing on the floor on a tarp in the basement. We just pulled those out, so those are gonna be sitting there for a few more days. But other than that, it's fun to challenge yourself. I think with everything that was going on this past month, we got a little sidetracked. We did some I think when we travel, our schedules get crazy and we just kind of lose it for a minute. So July, Greg and I have already sat down and done our meal plan. We're going to totally focus on getting rid of freezer stuff, making room for what's coming in, and we're looking forward to still bringing you more recipes. And this was a great trial run for Get Rid of Jars June. We might have to change it to July because there's just a lot of stuff going on in June for us. So, but it was great. We enjoyed it. I think, like I said, I don't think we're going to be as strict in July, but we are still, and like I said, we did our meal plan last night, and we are going to make sure that we spend as minimal as possible at the store. We continue to eat fresh out of our garden, and we continue to work through our pantry with the things that we know we're not going to eat. Get rid of those, and so we can make room for that big, huge list of stuff we want to can and put back into our rotation to have as much as our stuff homegrown and canned in our pantry as possible. So I hope that was educational. If you get the inkling to do a pantry challenge, just do it. And you know what? If you screw up and something comes up and you're like, not today, we're not cooking, we're not doing anything, we're gonna go through a drive-through, you know what? Don't get bent about it. Just do it. And it's gonna be okay, because these are self-imposed guidelines. So if you wanna break them, break them. But all in all, I think we did a really good job given the circumstances that we've had over the last 30 days. And I'm really glad we did it. I think it's going to set us up for success in July, because we will continue to use this as a template and an example until we get to the point where we're finished canning and still making sure we have enough room for all the jars that we're getting ready to fill. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a challenge in a series, and and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment on the video, it really does help. Ask us questions, we'd love to hear from you. And until we see you on the next video, bye y'all.